because once I analyze it and I figure it out, then I can apply it. And then once I apply it and it works, then I can come back and report. And when I report, people pay me for my reports. Isn't that great? Oh, okay. I thought it was great. Okay, discover your proficiencies. And once you discover your proficiency, once you discover what you're good at, then develop that proficiency passionately. In other words, have a good time getting better at the things you're good at. This is how you're confident. So I remember right before I was in Miami, I think it was in 2019, maybe 2020, 2019. I think it was 2019. I was in Miami, 2019. Grant Cardone was having his 10X Growth Con. Russell Brunson was speaking. Russell asked me to come out and help him with a presentation on stage. I'm speaking to 35,000 people in the Miami Marlins arena. And right before I went out, somebody said, "Are you nervous?" I'm like, "I'm a whole lot of stuff, but nervous is not on the list." I don't ever get nervous when I'm going to speak, and I know that's weird. Hey, this is who you're dealing with. I don't ever get nervous when I'm going to speak. I don't care how many people I'm speaking to or how few people I'm speaking to. I don't get nervous. Why? Because I already know what's going to happen. Why? Because I passionately improved my proficiencies, and this whole thing about communication. I promise you, I've studied it more than most people you will ever hear communicate in your life. So I'm not worried about whether what I'm going to say is going to make sense. I know it's going to make sense because I made it make sense to me before I ever thought about attempting to make it make sense to you. And I had so much fun learning all this stuff that I know how to do and that I use now on a daily basis. I have had so much fun developing these skills. I'm not the least bit concerned about whether or not somebody's going to get it. Of course they're going to get it. What else would they do? If you don't understand where I'm coming from, that sounds pompous probably. Sounds arrogant. But if you understand where I'm coming from, it's a level of confidence where I'm not worried about the outcome because the outcomes are predictable based on the inputs. So you discover your proficiencies, then you develop your proficiencies passionately, and then you deploy your proficiency passionately and profitably. So then once you get good at doing a thing, I remember the first time I did like a seminar to sell something from the stage. I wasn't nervous, but I didn't know what I was doing either. And so I invited Jerry Clark to come speak at this event. And it was a friend of mine who had a network marketing company, a direct sales company. He did an event in Waco, Texas. Jerry lived in Dallas. My friend Stan said, "Hey, you need to have Jerry come speak at your event." I was like, "Why do I need to have him come speak at my event? It's my event." Small thinking. But I let him talk me into it. Okay, whatever. Jerry can come speak. So I spoke. There were 35 people there. I did $350 in sales. That was my very first event. It was in August of 2003, 2001. August of 2001, 2003, something like that. Anyway. So then Jerry got up and spoke. Same 35 people. Jerry did $3,500 in sales. Jerry said, "Hey, when you leave tomorrow, you're flying out of Dallas, aren't you?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Get there early and we'll have lunch." I'm like, "Okay, cool." So we get there. We go out to lunch. Jerry pulls back the curtain and shows me the speaking business. He had been speaking for 15 years. He was making millions of dollars a year. He showed me the speaking business. I was like, "Oh, this is going to be so great." Just so happened that my very second seminar, Jerry was speaking at that event.